Hello world of YouTube and welcome to another list video. You know, Nintendo has done something pretty fantastic with Smash. They've made it pretty much timely to talk about whenever, thanks to character hype continuing to build, and updates to the game keeping the game pretty fresh in the public eye all the time. And this is a list I've been wanting to make for a couple months now, and I think I finally nailed down to 11 entries that I would say that are my favorites. And with Terry being announced yesterday, and me really enjoying his stage, it's not on the list, but I really enjoy his stage, I'm going to talk about my top 11 favorite Super Smash Bros. Stages. Now, there are a couple caveats I'm throwing into place. One, they don't have to be turned illegal. These are stages that I like to play whether I'm taking it seriously or I'm just having some goofs and some gaffes with some friends. And two, Final Destination and Battlefield are not stages. They're not stages. They are templates with which you can turn any level into thanks to Ultimate's new modes in place. But even at the base level in like 64 and Melee and Brawl, I don't consider them to be stages. If you consider them to be stages, that's you. Even bigger Battlefield, I'm not going to consider it a stage. I just think that it's just a base level for which a lot of these stages in some instances build upon and make a more unique experience than what is presented on just vanilla Battlefield or Final Destination. If you consider them stages, that's okay. I just personally am not, or I personally do not, and I'm not including them on this list for that reason. But with those caveats out of the way, let's dive on in. It's stages like this that really encapsulate what makes Smash Bros. So unique as a game. You know, like I said, I'm a big fan of tournament-type levels and turning legal stages, but auto-scroll levels like this and other ones that I'll talk about in the list are what I enjoy a lot about Smash Bros. As its own unique property. And Rainbow Cruise especially is a really fun level. I like the different nooks and crannies it gives people to traverse on as they fight on the stage as it continues to shift around. And I adore the fact that it's a great kind of reinterpretation of the level it is trying to emulate. Sure, it's missing some of the parts of the stage as a whole from Super Mario 64, but this stage is a great representation of the level and has, like I said, a lot of shit to do, a lot of different places to knock people off on. There's a lot of perilous platforms that change and move around. It's just a great, almost random level to throw on. Even if you're taking it a little seriously, it's not impossible to navigate around. It's a great fucking stage. I know this stage isn't as loved as others, but damn it if I don't think this stage is really fun to play. It's a little trolly at times, but it's not technically an auto-scroll level, but it's a similar kind of offshoot of an auto-scroll level. It's more you fighting with the borders of the stage as much as you are the other combatants as you climb each Pokemon float and all that sort of stuff. And there's different frictions and everything to some of them. It's got its trolling moments. I was talking to Evan about it, and he was saying that, you know, this is the first real trolley stage in the vein of levels like Pac-Land, but I think this is at least still a fun level to play. It's not unpredictable, but, you know, you get hit in a certain way and you forget that Pokemon are kind of going to pop in, and it can save your ass as much as it can hurt you. This level is chaotic in all of the right ways, and I fucking love it. It is so much fun, and I feel like I get why it has its haters, but I can't help but love this thing.
Oh, only 5 turns, and I don't get to do anything, and I'm smacking myself? That's good. Only 5 turns. Thanks, buddy.
A true stomping grounds to see who is the best of the best. I love the original Pokemon Stadium. It has a great start, feeling like its own version of Battlefield before switching it up. I love the variations that the level takes. It provides a lot of different types of, you know, platforms to and barriers to attack each other with. It is a classic for a reason. It is a competitive staple for a reason, at least in my friends group. And it's a great place to throw the fuck down. This level is fun. I like the little nuance of the sort of background timer stats that it keeps. It's just, there's a lot of little touches that that make it that much more fun, like the Jumbotron and everything like that, is a good level. It's a good, spicy level that I feel like a lot of people know why it's great, and it's loved by a lot for good reason. An exclusive edition to Wii U, this is another great twist on the sort of Battlefield Final Destination foundation by having the course itself be a wall. And it, again, seems like a really simple stage, but I love the execution of it here. I think it ties into the game it stems from's concept, and I love the fact that the track bends around and creates this new border with which you need to go up against. Again, it's not an auto-scroll level, but it's a level that adapts and changes as the background moves. And it's a really fun addition, and probably my favorite thing about Smash 4 for the Wii U specifically. I like the 3DS one more than Wii U, but I think that the best thing that Wii U added was this track. It's a great track that's also fun to play in a somewhat competitive sense if you want to have a bit of a twist on the classic Final Destination formula, to me personally. I mean, if you haven't gotten the gist by now, I love when a stage is fun and represents the game that it's trying to be a stage of well. And this is straight up just WarioWare minigames, and you fight! And there's like bonuses that happen if you actually fulfill the minigame. It's a level with a lot of nice little touches. You know, while I think the gamer one is a much lesser version, I do appreciate that also has like more WarioWare representation, because I'm also a pretty big WarioWare fan. I love those games, and I was glad when they announced that this series was going to have representation in a stage, and they couldn't have done it better, in my opinion. I love this stage. I love it in a party setting because it gets really, really chaotic, and it's so good. It's probably the best thing that Brawl could have ever given us was a WarioWare stage, and I'm so glad that it translated well into the other games that they brought it into. It's a classic. It's an instant classic stage that is incredibly memorable. Another just simple, fun twist from a platform perspective, just Kraid rotating the level. But I like that he's just kind of an inconsistent variable in the level. There's no real intervals at which he will attack. He just has some tells that he'll give away. I also like that he just damages you. He's just like a hazard in the level that you have to avoid. Plus, you know me. You know I'm a spicy boy. Love me some Metroid. Love me some bleak space, darkness, and Kraid's a nice boss. And I'm glad that he got some inclusion here, because I feel like while everyone's hyped up on Ridley, Kraid shouldn't be overlooked. He's the first guy you fight in the first Metroid. He's an opposing threat, and I like that he kind of has his own stage as opposed to being a character in the game himself.
TKO!
When they announced Little Mac and Smash, I was hoping they would make a boxing ring level. Again, I like sometimes just a nice battleground for me and my friends to see who's the best. And while Pokemon Stadium and some of the other entries on this list have been staples for a long time, Boxing Ring immediately became another one of those throwdown spots where you just test your might. I like that the ropes have a bounce mechanic. I like that the light can be interacted with and smashed down. And I just like how simple this stage is. Because sometimes, while I like bells and whistles of fancy stages, I like to just cut the shit and fight my friends. And this is one of the best levels to do it in. It's simple in its execution, but it doesn't need anything. Because it's just there to be fun to fight on.
Good luck.
Honestly, a lot of this top four isn't going to be surprising if you know me and you know my taste in games, but again, Corneria, it's a classic playground. It's a big open stage for you to get a lot of big hits on, and it's flashy, plus the R-Wings come in, and again, they're another nice stage hazard that feels random enough whenever you're playing it with friends. It's a stage that's hard to really make a unique stance on, because I feel like everybody loves Corneria. It's a standard for a reason. It's a tourney classic for a reason, and I love it for all of those reasons. It's big, dumb, and doofy to hit your friends on, and it's got a couple of nooks in the mix to make it not just another Final Destination clone. And plus, I love Star Fox, so a fucking course. I mean...
Castlevania.
The first Castlevania.
Do I need to say anything else? Out of all of the added non-Nintendo characters, while I love Mega Man's stage and Bayonetta stage is neat, this is the coolest one! They added like 40 songs for this fucking level alone! It's such a great love letter to Castlevania. You know I fucking love it. It's so cool! Maybe this one isn't as obvious because I don't talk about Kirby much, but I am a gigantic Kirby fan, and given that Kirby is like Sakurai's baby, I'm glad that he got to put pretty much the first game as a stage in Smash. This is the coolest auto-scroll level because you get to play through Dreamland, which is a nice bite-sized little game, and this stage gives you like the perfect variety of like platforms to fight on while getting to take a tour through this gem of a Game Boy classic. It's such a nice, warm level to play, for me anyway, because I love Kirby's Dream Land. So I get nostalgic when I play this level because it's a game that I used to play a lot when I was a kid. But yeah, this is just a really neat level in concept, and I think it's executed beautifully. Such a cool level, such a cool concept, and it's obviously one of my favorites. It's the granddaddy of all Smash Brothers stages. I mean, of course I fucking love this level, man! Again, it's one of the best places to settle shit. It's a nice big level without being too huge, like the Great Cave Offensive. It's got a whole bunch of different sets of the stage, levels of the stage for you to go to. This is just, that's no contest, man. It's fucking, it's Temple. Of course. I asked 7 people what their favorite Smash Brothers stage is. I'm gonna guarantee at least 6 of them are gonna say Temple. It's just the best. I would argue objectively the best, but that's just me. And only icing on top, it's Zelda. You guys know I love Zelda. I love being a sword boy and smacking people around. So of course, my favorite levels is a Zelda level. And it's one of the best goddamn stages ever in a fighting game. And it's the best in Smash. Come fight me, at me if you don't agree. In those comments or whatever. This is a stupid!
And that was my list. What did you think of it? What are some of your favorite Super Smash Bros. Stages? Are you a person who is super dedicated to Final Destination and or Battlefield? Let me know. Those comments down below. Have you played as Terry? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Terry and his stage. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like. If you want to see more of my music, gaming, and general nerdery content, be sure to subscribe. Special thanks to my patrons. If you'd like to join their ranks and support the channel in that way, my Patreon is linked in the description. But I'm going to get out of here. I've been Viral Rack. You guys like videos, lots of situations. And I'll see you another day.